sold my car to Lucas Paqueta. You sold my car to Lucas Paqueta. You sold my car to Lucas Paqueta.
Yo, people, welcome back to another stream, man. The first time coming at you in 8 months. I've got people trying to tell me that they're going to have to pause the stream because you want to watch a moon or something like that. Honestly, guys, you can wait another decade for that. The first time LB and Hugh coming at you 8 months, man. This is it. We're going to be previewing the Real Madrid game. Speak about Lucas Paqueta as well, man. Some big news coming out there. Make sure you guys drop the like on the stream. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. And obviously, Hugh's got his own channel as well, HMTV, link in the description. And hopefully, you guys are all well. Yeah, bro. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me on. It's been 8 months. Feels great to be back on a stream with you, man. It feels like a long time. So yeah, listen, big up to you on your personal channel. Absolutely smashing it. You always see me in the chat. Love all your content. Big up everybody in the chat, showing love. Make sure you've all hit that like button. And yeah, man, let's have a good show.
Yeah. Definitely. Listen, I want to speak about Real Madrid, obviously, but there is some news that's broken the last hour or so. Apparently, Manchester City have agreed personal terms with Lucas Paqueta. Hence that wasn't just a random introduction, by the way. Hence the introduction there. It's Santi JFM. Now the source, we don't know how good he is. Sometimes like it is one of them that we're not 100% sure. But he said Manchester City have an agreement on personal terms, contract duration, and the salary with Lucas Paqueta on a long-term contract. No negotiations or talks taking place between West Ham and Manchester City, but the players' agents expect clubs to negotiate this summer. I can't lie, bro. I genuinely think if we would have had Lucas Paqueta already this season, I think we'd be top of the league. And I think we'd be flying. I absolutely love this guy, and I genuinely just think he's just such a baller. Every time I watch him for West Ham, I'm like, he's unreal. And I think if he come into the City team, bro, I honestly think he'd cook.
He's one of those few players I look at on a week-to-week basis. Like, I tune in to watch Lucas Paqueta because I enjoy watching Lucas Paqueta play football that much. And when I tune in to watch him, I look at him and I go, he's one of those few players in world football right now in an attacking sense that probably doesn't need that adaptation period that we always talk about. You know, players that they might need a year or even 18 months, some of them, to get Pep's system or to, you know, kind of find their way at Manchester City. I don't think Lucas Paqueta would need that because, you know, he's slightly older than maybe some of the players that we would typically sign. He's a Premier League seasoned player, and he just has that raw ability. I mean, there was one game I was watching from him recently. I forget, was it against Newcastle? He played a ball over the top and Tony around to it and scored it. Bro, I was visualizing that being Haaland. Like, you could see Paqueta threading those balls through, picking those locks, unlocking defenses for your Fodens, for your De Bruynes, for Haaland more specifically. It just seems to fit like a glove. And I agree with you, man. I was saying this in a stream the other day that I think if we had Lucas Paqueta this season, we'd be running away with the Premier League, because you think about the amount of games that we've had this season where it's a little bit stale or we're a bit predictable or the defense we're up against is holding us out too easily. He's that kind of game changer. He's that someone who'll bring in something different, who'll thread a reverse pass or unlock something that shouldn't be unlocked with ease by any other player. So, bro, get this guy in, man. Like, the personal terms thing doesn't come as a surprise to me because we all know the guy wants it, bro. He wants Manchester City. If he wants this to happen, he needs to speed it up with whatever authorities he's dealing with regarding his charges and that. He needs to. This is his career. Do you know what I mean? This is the next big step in his career. So he needs to put pressure on whoever's holding him back, man. I'm not surprised by today's news.
Yeah, now listen, I mean, look at his stats here. 8 goals, 7 assists. He's had an injury as well. They are decent numbers. And he's on 150k a week. So that's not an issue for City. Calvin Phillips is on 150k a week as well. So yeah, getting Lucas Paqueta on 200, something like that, is not an issue at all. And you know, how old is he? He's 26. He'll be 27 on the his birthday is the day before mine. So he'll be 27 on the August 27th. So he's still got plenty of years in him. And I genuinely think release clause rumored to be around 85 million quid. I genuinely think that's worth every penny. I really do. I think it's absolutely sick. And you know, we've got to be honest as well, guys. Like, Bernardo Silva's probably going to leave this summer. Now, I know we've been saying that for the last 5 years, but like this summer, he probably actually is because of the release clause. And I think Lucas Paqueta is like the perfect Bernardo Silva replacement. He works hard. His defensive work rate is actually like massively underrated. He's got quality in the final third. He's versatile. And he had a little bit of that flair, man. You know what I mean? A little bit too many times this season we watching City. It's a little bit, sideways. We get Lucas Paqueta in there, little back heel, little couple 2-2 step overs. You know what I mean, get people off the seats, isn't it?
Do you? Let me ask you a question. We sign a lot of players, like particularly Jack Grealish, the one they talk about the most, where he comes to Man City as this kind of flary, free-flowing attacking player. Do you think Pep would put shackles on Paqueta in any way? Do you think he'd slow down Lucas Paqueta's style of play at all, or he'd just say, "You go out there and be you"?
No, I don't think Pep does that to anyone. I think people chat ass when people talk about that. I think Pep Guardiola. I don't know if you've ever seen this bit. There was some like film made about it. It wasn't the recent documentary on BBC, but there was like a film or like it might have been on Retalk about. Anyway, and basically what they were saying is Pep is very, very strict with how he wants the team to play from his own penalty area to the opposition penalty area. But as soon as you get to the opposition penalty area, he says that's when it's down to the players. I think so long as Lucas Paqueta ain't doing step overs on the edge of our box or doing back heels in our own penalty area like Kyle Walker did against Sheffield United, he'll be completely fine. If he's doing all that kind of like flair stuff in the opposition half and that, it's about being smart with it. It's about being clever with it. Do you know what I mean? And like, so nah, I don't really think so. I don't think so. I think honestly, a lot of people talk about stuff like that about Pep, how he kills players in terms of their like excitement and that. Like they use Grealish as an example, but you're telling me Grealish was doing like 360 spins and like mad step overs at Aston Villa? He wasn't doing that at all. You know what I mean? People just overdo it a little bit. And listen, Lucas Paqueta, I just think he'd be a perfect fit for us. I just think honestly, if we would have had him this season, I think that our season would have been completely different. And that's kind of mad as well because we're actually doing pretty good. But like, I just think we could have even been better. And here's the thing as well. Some people might not agree with this year, but I genuinely think this team needs a little bit of a couple of players to leave and a couple new players. Who leaves is the difficult one because they're all mint. But like, I feel now this team needs a little bit more fresh players, a little bit more hunger. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, people say, well, we signed 4 players in the summer. Yeah, we did, but Kovacic is a short-term signing. Nunes, we're not really sure what's going on with that. Doku is really young and really raw. We need to have him for time. Gvardio's really the only one that's come in and been playing every game. So I just think 1 or 2 players leave in the summer and then 3-4 players come in, of good quality and we're cooking, bro. That's what I genuinely think. And I think Lucas Paqueta, he should be the first name in the door, man. He's absolutely mega.
I think he's coming at the right time as well, if we can make it happen. Because look, whether we like it or not, the reality is Kevin De Bruyne won't be able to do 90 minutes 2 and 3 times a week next season. It's just the nature. It's just the nature of his age. It's the nature of the injuries that he's had over the last 2 seasons. Hamstring injuries, very delicate, very reoccurring unless looked after and managed correctly. So to be able to bring in someone like Lucas Paqueta who can supplement as well as add to the minutes that Kevin De Bruyne plays, I just think it fits like a glove. I mean, how many players out there do you look at in world football and say them in this City team fits like a glove? You can look at loads of players and say, yeah, you could put them in there or they probably do a good job there, but he just has City written all over him. He has the City style of play and the City nature written all over him. So he should be, bro, absolutely first name. I mean, I wish we knew a bit more about the allegations and that sort of thing, because that's the only, like, if that wasn't an issue, if that didn't exist, bro, he's done by 1st of July.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on with that because there's a bit of confusion going about this because I did a stream, like a right idiot now. I did a stream a couple of weeks ago, chat I remember, where I was like, Paqueta's charges dropped. And that's because the guy in Brazil, who's like the Brazil guy, yeah, I don't know who he is. Yeah, some guy in Brazil, right? Some random guy in Brazil. But he said the charges basically were like done. So like we all thought, oh, they're all done. Everyone was reporting that the charges are getting dropped, like it's going to come in the next few days. Now apparently the FA are saying actually they're not done. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, as soon as those charges are dropped, City are putting that £85 million deposited straight into the West Ham bank account. He'll become a City player the next day. He's a fantastic player, and he just, if Bernardo does leave, which is likely, he's just literally the perfect replacement. He really, really is. He can play on the left. He can play right. He could probably play as a false 9. He can play in the middle. He works hard. He's got quality. It's a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. Then what you got to start doing, I'm interested to hear your take on this one. Then what you got to start doing, is start looking at who replaces Kevin De Bruyne next year or the year after. You got to start looking at the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. Not like for now, but like you got to start looking at that as a more difficult. This is an easy signing. This is an easy signing, and if he's available, which he should be, hopefully, we should 100% get it. 100%. Let me come to some of these super chats, bro, because they're stacking up, man. Big up to Jordy Party. Is my dad with the 4 months? Says yes, Braze. Hugh and LB is back. Let's go. Got a ticket tomorrow, but can't go. So gutted. LBJP soon. 2-1 City tomorrow. Let's go, says Jordy Party. Why are you not going? Why are you not going to the game? Who you got? You got a ticket?
Come on, man. You should be going. I'm going out. I've got a flight at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm going to be there. Get out there.
Yeah, go. Jump on with Hugh, man. Jump on with Hugh. Big up to Piplup. Says, did you know that that Hugh hates Yaya, Sterling, Sun Ji-ai, Scott Carson, and City Extra? Also, Rico is scoring against Real Madrid 100%. This is fucking why I left, because of this guy.
Nah, you see this Piplup guy, yeah? He joins my streams every night, and he always says, what's your opinions on this guy? What's your opinions on that guy? No matter what I say, his conclusion is, you hate that person. So he's just stacking up a list of people that I hate. They're all false allegations, chat. Big up Piplup, though. He's right. He is my guy. False
allegations. We'll speak about Rico in a minute. Piplup, big up to you. Big up to LB. Says the Braves are back. Also, pretty sure Gvardiol is okay. I thought he didn't travel. Is that not true? I thought this morning.
No, he did travel.
Oh, he did travel. Oh, right. Okay. He'll probably play then. Interesting. I didn't know that. Big up for the super chat. What a fucking collab. LFG, I'm buzzing for this Brace. Says GATI. Big up to you. Big up to Punny. Says finally the collab happened. VTech says big up guys. LB Hugh weekly show. Yeah, maybe I'll kick Nobbins off the channel and get Hugh on. I'm joking, man. Big love to Nobbins
class,
as well.
Man. Nobbins class.
Big up to him. Big up to Rustin. Says the things you love to see. LB Hugh. Just sold my car to see the stream, says Rustin O'Neill. Come on, Rustin. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Big up to Blue Tone, says 199 to say, just sold my car. A lot of people liking the Paqueta links. I think I genuinely, like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Paqueta if that actually happens, bro, because like he's just a breath of fresh air, man. He really is. And I think that's exactly what we need.
He's one of those players that's going to add excitement right from the top to the bottom of the club. Like even the South Stand, the stadium, like you know what it's like in there. You can imagine his song playing at halftime or before a game, the fans getting right behind it, and he's going to bring that, or hopefully he brings that, that fresh hunger. You talk about potentially some players, maybe you can visually see they're losing a bit of hunger this season, and that he's going to come in from West Ham looking to get on that City success train. So, bro, he's going to be a breath of fresh air, hopefully, and he's going to add so much.
Yeah, factual information. Nobbin, you're irreplaceable, bro. Yeah, you're irreplaceable. You know what I mean? You Elbin's to the moon, bro. Elbin's to the moon. Let's see what else is coming in here. Big up to Bevo as well. Says yes, the lads. Has he sent that twice? He sent that twice. He says the two Donnies of City content together in a stream made my week. Have a great time tomorrow, Hugh. Here's a beer. Rico to close that roof. A lot of people want to speak about Rico Lewis, man. A lot of people want to speak about Rico Lewis. Let me just get these 2 last super chats in, then we'll come on to the Real Madrid talk. Big up to Bevo. He sent 2 in. I appreciate you, bro. And Leonin coming in with the 5 gifted memberships as well. What a big break. Leonin is, and big up to Man City Canada, says collab of the year. Big up to both of you. Hope to see more in the future. Big up to you, big up to Leonin, big up to Bevo, big up to everyone that sent a super chat or a member or whatever. I appreciate the support. Listen, bro, I want to speak about Rico Lewis, man. Is he going to start tomorrow at the Bernabeu, 19 years old? That's a bit of a madness, but if he does start, he deserves it, but he's got a big task on his hands.
First of all, I in the last week, I paid my subscription, bought my membership, got my certificate, got everything to become a fully pledged member of the Rico Lewis fan club. I'm fully on, my stocks are fully invested. I've removed myself from any relationship with the Calvin Phillips fan club. I am now fully on board the Rico Lewis fan club. The kid's dynamite, and look, the idea of him playing against Vinicius Jr. tomorrow it's wild. It's absolutely wild, and there's so many angles to look at it from. The most obvious one is the fearful angle. You're saying, look, you're putting a 19-year-old out against one of the most scary and threatening wingers in world football, in the home of Champions League football, the Bernabeu, and throw in as well the fact that he's played little to no football bar the last week since kind of Christmas time.
He
And
played
you're
3
telling me
games in 2024 before that
Yeah.
Arsenal game.
crazy. And he's going to go out and man-mark Vinicius Jr. And then the other way to look at it is, bro, the kid's fearless. The kid is absolutely fearless. If there was any young player in world football, you'd say, look, give him the opportunity. It's Rico Lewis. Like you watch him step into midfield, you watch him being tenacious in challenges. I think he has the mentality for it. And look, if people are saying, can Rico Lewis be our next, designated fullback? Can he be the main man that side of the pitch moving forward, for 10, 15 years? There's no bigger litmus test than this for Rico Lewis. Like if he can prove himself and do a 6.5, 7 out of 10 tomorrow against Vinicius Jr., it leaves no doubt. You don't need to prove much more.
Would
We
you
know
play him
you
on the
can do
right
it.
though, bro? Would you not play him on the left? Because
It's
I've been
much of
having
a
a debate
muchness.
today with my mates in the chat, right? And I tell you what, basically the debate was, I was saying, play a Kanji right back, play Diaz on the right-sided centre-back, play Stones left-sided centre-back, and Rico left-back, because then Rico will push into the midfield, and you can't have Diaz out wide, right? So you got to have Stones left, Diaz in the middle, Kanji right-back. And then Vinny's not on Rico, he's on Akanji. But what he was saying to me was, by doing that, you're literally changing everyone's position, because Akanji doesn't normally play right back, he plays in the middle, so he's being moved. Diaz usually plays on the left, it's not on the right, he'll be playing on the right. Stones normally plays on the right, not the left, and Rico normally plays right back, not on the left. So would you move Rico to the left, but then basically everyone gets moved, or would you just say, Rico, screw it, you're up against Vinny?
I'd say Rico, screw it, you're up against Vinny. I
Woo!
would. I think, look, it's much of a muchness for me. Marking Vinny and marking Rodrigo are both incredibly difficult tasks. Like, incredibly difficult tasks. They're both dynamite wingers. And as I say, I think the deficit that we'd have to take by moving everybody around is too much. And you're putting Rico Lewis essentially out of position and what he's not normally used to at the highest stage of them all. I would put him in his natural habitat on the right side fullback and tell him, go for it against Vinny. Do what you can. You speak to Rodri, you speak to Stones or Diaz, whoever, who are leaders around Rico Lewis. Phil Foden, maybe in front of him, has to do a bit more tracking back. You get these guys to guide him through the game, talk to him throughout the game, and just help him as much as possible. I don't think it's as much of a, I don't know, like mismatch as people seem to think. I think if Rico makes the first big challenge or he gets the first one up on Vinny, it could set the course for Rico to do a very, very good job tomorrow night. Like, if you think about it, Rico almost has nothing to lose. Like, when this fixture was first confirmed, we first drew Real Madrid, first name on the team sheet was Kyle Walker. Rico Lewis, you can go get yourself a ticket to the cinema. You can go get an Eddie Rockets or whatever for the evening. You're not needed. This is Kyle Walker's game. Now, through one thing or another, Rico Lewis is playing in the Bernabeu. And just go for it. Go and express yourself, I reckon. He's fearless. That's the big thing. He's fearless. He's not one of these players who's ever shirked an occasion. So,
yeah.
And the thing is, if he does a good job tomorrow night, I play him in the Etihad too.
Right. Yeah, listen, I'm not asked where he plays. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's the situation is the situation. If Gvardiol's not fit, which he's probably not going to be fit, then you're going to have to play Rico. And let's be honest, even if he's not up against Vinny, he's probably going to be up against Rodrigo. You know what I mean? Out on that left-hand side. So it's probably not that much easier. Rodrigo's killing it as well. But I'm just buzzing for him. I'm absolutely buzzing for him. And, he's literally living every City fan's dream right now. You know what I mean? And I know obviously Foden went through the same thing, but, I don't think Phil Foden played against Real Madrid this early into his Manchester City career. Rico Lewis has stepped in. And I just can't believe how well he's done. And I know I keep repeating myself. I'm sorry, chat, yeah, but I cannot believe. Honestly, I'm shocked at how well he's done since he's come back in. To play 3 games in 2024 and come in and play the way he did against Arsenal, against who was it? Villa, Palace. Like, it's unbelievable. Did he play against Palace?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like, he's not putting a foot wrong, and
he scored.
Yeah, he scored. I actually just think he's mega when he goes into that midfield, bro. I say it all the time, but when he picks up the ball and he drives forward, there's not many players in our team that do that as well as he does. You know what I mean? Even Foden is probably the closest to picking up the ball in the midfield and driving forward with it from a standing position. Do you know what I mean? Because when Kevin does it, he usually gets like a flick or he gets played through. He doesn't normally just pick up the ball from a standing situation and then go, I'm going to start sprinting forward. The only player really that does it is probably Foden. Kovacic does it, but from a deeper position. And then he doesn't have the end product. And Rico Lewis. And Rico Lewis, and yes, he will lose the ball a bit. Yes, he's not the most physical guy, but he's 19 years old, man. He's 19. You know what I mean? He's going to develop even more. And if he plays tomorrow night at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid, oh my God. I mean, that what that'll do for his experience will be absolutely insane. Hopefully he won't get cooked. But I mean, I think he's played against Salah, hasn't he? You know what I mean? He played against Arsenal, against their players. So, you know, it's not like he's some ass player that's never been tested. He's never been tested to this level, I accept, but he has been tested at a decent level a number of times.
The big thing for me is the kid's mentality. It's his mentality, because it's not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise that a really gifted, talented footballer comes out of our academy and makes it to our first team. Our academy, our footballing education it's second to none. So for a player as good as him to make it into our first team, it's not a massive surprise, even though not many do it. It's about the next step. Do you have the mentality? Do you have the mindset to hack it in this team and to go the length with this team? The big thing that I learned this week with Rico Lewis was the Aston Villa game, because if you remember correctly, I think the last Premier League game he may have started in was Villa away when we lost, and he had a bit of a stinker. It wasn't his day.
But that wasn't his fault, man. Because
I know it's not his fault. I know it's not his fault,
hard.
but it is the kind of game though where a young lad, his confidence might get knocked, he might be a bit thrown off, steps back in, same role in the Etihad, same opposition, and looked absolutely class. That's mentality for a young player.
Well, there's the thing. And you know, to a certain degree, not to the same extent, but to a certain degree, Sergio Gomez gets tired with his push. If you're a player that's up and coming and you're trying to break into the first team, sometimes the worst thing that can happen to you is being played in a Carabao Cup game or just a dead game where everyone's crap, because then everyone just looks at you and go, "Oh, you were bad today," but like the whole team was bad. So, like for example, that Newcastle game in the Carabao Cup, which we all knew we was losing. Like I said to the chat the day that draw happened, we are losing this game. Like I knew it was going to happen because he don't care about that trophy anymore. Like, and we went there and he didn't play particularly well, but not did the whole team, because it was our B team. We went to Aston Villa. We played a midfield where none of the midfielders were actually midfielders, and we got absolutely roasted. By the way, Aston Villa were incredible that day. And again, maybe just like people have gone, "Oh, he didn't play well against Newcastle. Oh, he didn't play well against Villa," but no one did. No one played well against them. So then, did Pep look at that and say? Because the question that I have, which I really don't know the answer to, is why has it taken so long for Rico to get back into this team? Really, because he come in and he smashed it. Is it just like Pep just didn't trust him after those games? Is it just he didn't? I don't know, man. It's just weird, isn't it? Like I just don't get it.
I think it's just similar progression to what Phil Foden was on. I mean, when Phil Foden was 19, he wasn't playing like a crazy amount of football. He was definitely coming in and out. He was starting the odd game here and there, but he wasn't a mainstay in this team. He's what, 23 now, Phil Foden? So we're seeing him now, and he's reaping the rewards of his patience and his development. For me, it's just simple. Rico Lewis is on a similar progression path to Phil Foden, and players just have to be patient with that. We've seen so many players go by that weren't patient enough to wait for it. I mean, Cole Palmer most recently is one of them. He wasn't willing to wait and get to the final final stages of this progression from academy to first team. Jadon Sancho was one. We've had loads of them over the years who just weren't willing to wait. Phil Foden was. So you can't really bracket, like, say, Rico with Foden. They're still at really different stages of their development. And then, of course, you have the matter of Akanji, John Stones, Walker, loads of players hopping in and out of right back. So there hasn't been the most opportunity for Rico.
Interesting. Let's see if he gets picked tomorrow night. Still loads of stuff
There
to
is
speak
also
about.
the case, bro, that Vardy starts and Rico doesn't even play.
Well, there is, but if he's not trained, I don't see how you're throwing him into the Bernabeu if he's not trained and he's got a knock. You know what I mean? I think another thing that you need to ask yourself is how far away is Ake? Because if Ake is another 2-3 weeks away, you can't risk Vardy for me. You know what I mean? If Ake's almost back, if Ake's going to be back for Luton or maybe, you know, Real Madrid next week, then maybe you can get away with risking Gvardiol. But if you risk Gvardiol tomorrow and he gets injured and he's out for 3 or 4 weeks and Ake's still 3-4 weeks away, then you're screwed. You know what I mean? Then you've got like you're down to your bare bones. So, and you know what John Stones is like? He'll probably get injured tomorrow. So I wouldn't risk Gvardiol unless he's like been signed off as like you are legit. Still loads of other stuff to talk about, guys. Make sure you are smashing the like button if you've not done so already. Over 600 people tuned in, man. Let's get those likes up. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. We've just got past 16k and we're on a road to 17k now, guys. We're on 16,200 subscribers exactly. So please make sure you are subscribed. Obviously, you can subscribe to Hugh The link's in the description. HMTV, get yourselves on that. Big up to Professional Idiot. It says Hugh and LB visit City Extra now and then get some sweet oil funding. A visit would be great every once in a blue moon, says Professional Idiot. Listen, they're doing their own thing. I'm doing my own thing. Hugh's doing his own thing. I'm sure like Hugh's gonna do some like collaborations and stuff. So you know, it's all fine, isn't it? You know what I mean? No need for interesting messages from some people in the chat I've seen. Not you professionally, but some other people who like to speculate. But up to Danny, says KDB has been seriously injured, and you forgot that. If KDB is someone who takes good care of himself, KDB replacement is not possible. Accept it. He is not finished. He's not finished, man. No, I mean, I've never said he's finished. There's some weird guy that keeps on following me around on social media and keeps on commenting on it, all my posts saying, you said he was finished. I never said he was finished. I said, one, you have to manage his minutes. And two, you need to get the KDB replacement in the year before KDB leaves. So if KDB is going to leave in the summer of 2025, i.e. next season, you need to get your KDB replacement in this summer. So they give him a year. Yeah, you can give them a whole year to develop, because otherwise it's unfair on whoever the replacement's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So you got to manage his minutes. He can't play 3 games a week. That's clearly obvious. You know, you got to treat him like Ledley King, man. Now, some of you might not remember Ledley King. You know what I mean? Because some of you might be too young. You know Ledley King, innit?
Tottenham, innit?
Yeah, Tottenham. Look, Ledley King. When did he stop playing football? He retired from football in 2012, right? 99. He played 1999, 2012. And basically, chat, yeah, for the people that don't really know who he was a pretty good defender, actually, to be fair. And his injuries killed him. And my understanding is, in his knee, you know, you have cartilage in your knee. Like, you have cartilage in your knee, bro. Basically, like, his cartilage was just, like, gone. So, like, when he moved his knee and like ran on it, there was no protection for his knee, so his knee would swell up and like get proper bad. So basically, he just didn't train.
Yeah,
he just turned it.
Once you're at that stage, you're at a slippery slope. And
no,
I think
trust me.
I think the first sign with Kevin De Bruyne that we needed to begin to do our best to prolong his career, because look, there still is 2-3 good years in Kevin De Bruyne if he's well looked after. But you know what I mean? Like, he was doing painkilling injections for large parts of the end of last season, which it's not sustainable. You know what I mean? You can't have a player injecting himself every time he needs to play a match. So I think LB's point is correct. You need to be looking for his quote unquote replacement, or someone who can step in and have the same or similar impact to Kevin De Bruyne as soon as possible, and phase it the way Fernandinho phased out to allow Rodri to come in.
Yes. That's exactly the thing. That's absolutely right. But yeah, Danny, he's still got a couple of years left in him, man. He's definitely got at least one more season in him. I can tell you that for a fact. And if you manage him properly, you're probably right. You might get 2 or 3 more, 100%. Big up to a super chat. AK says, yes, Q and LB. We have to make a statement tomorrow. Do we need to make a statement? See, if we go there and get a 0-0, I'm chilling with that, bro. I'm chilling with a 0. I don't think we need a statement. Personally, I'd like a statement. If you can win 3-0, by all reads, absolutely buzzing. But in my opinion, a 0-0 will be absolutely fine.
I think statements were our downfall in the Champions League for a long time. Setting out to make statements everywhere we went before the years building up to when we won it. You know what I mean? Trying to go to grounds all around Europe and blow them off the park and hit them for 6 and 7 and leaving ourselves exposed at the back, when I think we cracked the code last season. We didn't make a statement at the Bernabeu. We didn't. Mm-hmm. We went there. We made the game ugly. We controlled the game. We created our chances, of course. And we didn't turn into fucking Burnley. But at the same time, we did control the threat that Real Madrid posed. Because the reality is, if you allow Real Madrid to make it a basketball game, or a proper back or end-to-end type thing, they'll punish. The big chance they had last season, Vinicius Jr. sticks the top bin. So you have to do your best to nullify those things. I don't think no statements tomorrow. I'd be happy with a 1-0 deficit. I'd take it. I tell a lie. I wouldn't be happy, but I'd take it because I fancy us in the Etihad. But a 0-0, bro, happy days.
Yeah. I agree. LB saying Gvardiol did train, but it was solo pool cardio. What? So his training was what? He went in a pool and did the cardio.
He did one of those, the bikes in the pool.
Ah, right, okay. So that's not really training, though, is it, LB? You know what I mean? That's not really going on a Peloton. yeah, in a hot warm water, yeah, that's not really training, bro. You know, he's gonna be in tackles tomorrow. He's gonna be running his knees and that. I wouldn't say that's training. I don't know. Like I say, for me, if he's all right, I'd risk him so long as Ake's close to coming back. If Ake's not close, I'm honestly not risking him. I just don't think it's worth it. How you see the game playing out anyway tomorrow? Because have you seen that their fans, man? They are scared, bro. We are. Honestly, we're a massive club, you know. They are running scared. They're asking all the fans to turn up in white clothes. Yeah, apparently they want to shut the roof because they want the atmosphere to be the biggest it's ever been. It's the record attendance for the Burnabout ever. They've sold all the tickets. It's record attendance, mate. They are worried for us, bro. We're rattling them, and our record against them, by the way, is pretty decent. And the times we've lost, yeah, it's our own fault or we've been robbed. Yeah, because remember, the first time we lost there under Mancini, we was winning, and then we collapsed. The second time we lost there under Pellegrini, we lost 1-0 from a deflected cross. And then the third time, obviously, I've got to remember, but we was going through, and then we forgot how to defend for the last couple of minutes. But, you know, the only 3 times we've lost against them, it's been we've either crumbled, yeah, ourselves, or it's been a deflected cross, man.
If I'm not mistaken, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think Pep, since he's come to City, is it a 2-1 record against Real Madrid? We've knocked them out twice, and we've been knocked out by them once. Do you remember Gabriel Jesus won the COVID season when we knocked them out in the Etihad, and then we knocked them out last season, and then they knocked us out on the extra time one the season before?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's right.
So we like Pep has a very good record against Real Madrid, but yeah, I mean, look, it's probably the biggest game in world football right now, isn't it? Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Whether
I wanted him in the final, bro. I wanted him in the final. I wanted a 1v1. You know, did you play Modern Warfare 2, bro, back in the day? You remember this map, Rust? You remember Rust?
Yeah.
You know, 1v1 snipers. Yeah, intervention. Yeah. I was like, get me a 1v1 Rust snipers only. City versus Real Madrid. I wanted to clash them, man. I wanted 1v1, and people was like, you'll get beat. I want to do it. I want to experience it, mate. Because if you can win the final, yeah, against Real Madrid, that's the pinnacle of European football, mate. Like, Liverpool done it a couple of times and failed. Like, I'm telling you, it's the pinnacle of football beating Real Madrid in a final. It just is.
I'd be a lot more concerned in a final, because in a one-off game against Real Madrid, it's, you know, it's kind of their thing. But over 2 legs, I fancy us. I don't know, the Carlo Ancelotti versus Pep Guardiola Rust map sounds like a blockbuster.
Honestly, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Nah, it's going to be interesting. Listen, I want to build a team 11, because I was on a panel show the other day, and honestly, it's a bit of a madness, you know. There's a couple of the lads saying drop KDB for this game, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So we're going to build an 11.
Joe? I think it was Joe. Was it? I was watching this. Yeah.
Joe, Move.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah. I think it was them too. And there's a couple of other lads. I don't think they wanted to drop him. But there's a big decision. Someone's getting dropped. Someone big is getting dropped in this 11, guys, and we got to work our way through it. So this is going to be the 11 that we're going to go for. Big up to Danny again. Says KDB will make this statement like he always did in the Champions League. Well, we'll see in it. We'll see what if he actually plays, because, like I said, a couple of the lads said don't even play KDB. Big up to Pi says, I think we'll need to make a statement at the Bernabeu. I think that mainly because our defense concedes easy goals. We need to show them that our goal scorers can put them to bed anytime, says Pi. Well, listen, our defense isn't great this year. We all know that. I expect us to play a lot more conservative than what we do in the Premier League, but they probably will still concede a goal. And I don't know. It's going to be, I don't know what to expect. All I know is they're going to be better than last year. That's all I know, idiot. That's all I know. They're going to be better than last year, Real Madrid, because last year they had no legs in midfield, and now they're going to play Camavinga in the middle, not Modric. That killed him. Yeah, that killed him. Cruz, Modric, and Valverde. No speed in that mid. They're going to put, and obviously now they're going to have Jude Bellingham just a slightly further forward. So it's going to be a completely different game and a harder match, I think. Right, let's build an 11. First decision. I seem to be having this conversation every day. Do you play Ortega?
No, I play Ederson. And I feel really harsh saying that, because Ortega has been absolutely class, but I think it's very different being class in the Premier League to go into the Bernabeu. And Ederson, he just has that been there, done that. Simple as. That's the only reason I go with Ederson. He's been there, he's done that, he's ice cold. The guy don't give a shit, man. Ederson, he's weird. He's just a weird guy. None of this phases him. He'll go to the Bernabeu tomorrow and start doing Cruyff turns as well. Like it doesn't matter to him. And he's done a good job there before. So I feel harsh on Ortega because look, the reality is there's plenty of things Ortega is probably better at than Ederson, but it's just Ederson with that mentality and the been there, done that.
Oh, I really don't know, man. I'm low key, bro. Might be going towards Ortega.
He's never done it, bro. He's never done it. He's never been there. We have a ready-made veteran of the Bernabeu. Ederson's been to the Bernabeu 3-4 times now. He knows it.
I know, but Ortega's played at Wembley in a Manchester derby final FA Cup. He's played at the Allianz in the Bundesliga. He played against Liverpool. He's played against Arsenal. He's played against all these teams. It's not like he's not playing against these teams because that was one of my concerns. And he's a better shot stopper. And if this is correct, which it is, about our defense not being as good, would you not rather go for someone who's a better shot stopper?
Well, look, I think it's fine margins. He's not a bad shot stopper, Ederson. We have to remember how good he's been at critical moments. Like Ederson has turned up in serious moments. I know we like to focus on the shot stopping side of things because Ortega is really good at it, and Ederson, because we have a bigger sample size of him, we can criticize individual moments as well. But Ederson's not a bad shot. You don't play for Man City if you're a bad shot stopper. I just think the pros outweigh the cons, and the pros are Ederson's better with his feet, and he knows what he's doing. He's been to the Bernabeu. I feel bad, man. I feel bad on Ortega because he's quality, and we're going to lose him this summer. There's no way we hold on to him beyond this summer.
See, it's weird, right? Because like, there's two ways that you could look at it. You could go, oh, but we could because this is a pretty interesting comment from Cosmic. Says you can look at it and go, we're going to be under massive pressure, so play Ortega because he's a better shot stopper, and he is a better shot stopper, and I think the gap is actually quite big. But you could also argue that if we're under pressure, you need a goalkeeper that's more calm on the ball to be able to play through the press. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to whack in Ortega. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, look, put it this way: if Ortega's named the starting lineup, I'm not punching walls. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going, Pep, what are you doing? You're throwing the game. I've full faith Ortega will do a good job. It's just kind of I'm a creature of habit. I like to stick to what I know.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So back four, we pretty much know it's going to be a Kanji. I'd play Diaz for this game on the right side, Stones there, and Rico left back. And the reason, again, just to clarify for people, the reason I'd play, this is what I do, but a couple of my mates actually disagree. Where is he? Lewis, there he is. The reason I do that is because if Rico does fly forward or go into midfield, do you really want Diaz exposed there against Rodrigo?
No, absolutely
not really. No. So I go John Stones there. And Rico Lewis on the left. Now, I'll just say it again for the people that joined late. A couple of my mates do disagree with me. They say, well, actually, what you're doing here by playing Rico left, because the reason you're doing this is because you'd rather have a Kanji up against Vinny Jr. than Rico Lewis. A couple of my mates are saying to me, what you're doing is here, you're moving a Kanji, into a right back, which is not his position. You're moving Diaz to the right side, which is not his usual position. You're moving Stones to his left side, which is not his usual position. And you're moving Lewis. So you're moving everyone out. Well, what they're saying is if you just play like that, then actually Rico's playing in his normal position. Stones is playing in his normal position. Diaz is playing in his normal position. And Akanji's played left back a few times anyway. So would you rather go... The options that you've got, and you're going with this, isn't it? The options that you've got is don't move the team. Just play the same sort of 11 and keep the players in the players that they're familiar with. But Rico's going to be up against Vinny, or completely change it. Everyone plays in different positions, but you've got a Kanji up against Vinny Jr., not Rico Lewis. I go with that personally.
So you're changing everything around just for the Vinicius matchup,
bro. Vinicius Jr., top 3 players in world football.
I agree.
He's actually underrated, which is mad.
But they have really big threats elsewhere in Bellingham, Rodrigo, Valverde if he plays, and Tchouaméni, whoever, Camavinga. These are all ballers. So if you're going to disjoint our whole defense and take them out of their natural habitat, that just screams alarm bells for me. I'd rather keep everybody where they know they're meant to be and put Rico in and just tell the players around Rico to guide him through it and to help him as much as possible. Worst comes to worst, it does start a shit show, begin early doors, and he can move it around then. But I think from the off, I'd give Rico the opportunity.
I don't know, chat. Let me know what you think.
Like,
Mad Hatter says,
do you really want to disjoint everybody for one game?
well, my personal opinion is my honest opinion is doing this, yeah, swapping these two guys around. I honestly don't think that's a massive thing. I don't believe personally that playing Diaz on the right instead of the left and Stones on the left instead of the right is they're gonna turn into fucking like terrible centre halves. I just don't believe it. I just don't. That might do, but I just don't believe that at all. And Akanji's played right back many times, so he's fine. So I'm just playing down what other people are saying. Other people are saying if you do this, you're moving all these players around. It's going to be not great. My personal opinion is just I don't buy into that. I don't.
I think for Akanji and Stones, it's probably fine, but for Ruben Diaz, I don't know. I don't know. Look, I'm kind of fine either way, but I'd go for the original one. I'd just leave them all where they are and put Rico on the right.
Okay. Rodri in the middle. There we go. Love to see
Rodri
it.
has a big role tomorrow night, bro. Rodri has a big role as always, because this midfield he's coming up against it's better than pretty well any midfield he's come up against this season. He's got a big task up against Bellingham and these boys, so it's going to be some battle.
Yeah, the guy's buzzing as well. You know, he's got fighting talk. He's been speaking in the press conference, and he said, "I am so confident about how Man City play tomorrow."
You know what, as well? If he gets under some of their skins, it could really work for us in the tie. There's 3 or 4 Real Madrid players are one booking away from missing the second leg, Bellingham included.
Mm-hmm. Look at that, man. He's speaking out. What else did he say? He said, "I ask anything of my teammates. They will play with the serenity." What does that mean? The state or quality of being serene, calm, or tranquilo.
Tranquilo. Yeah.
So calmness, okay, and composure. We are the winners, and we want to do it again. We cannot confuse ourselves. We need to give our best. We need to be humble enough to do more tomorrow. So buzzing. There you go. That's what we need, man. Yeah. So Rodri in the middle. Now here's the big one, bro. Because again, this caused a little bit of a stir, man. On the panel show the other day, a couple of lads didn't agree. I couldn't agree, but I don't know what I'd do. What are we doing? Because someone's getting dropped here that probably shouldn't get dropped.
I saw on the panel show it was very much KDB versus Foden, wasn't it? It was like, I did a pretty dilemma with Joe earlier on my channel, and I was very satisfied with the conclusion I came to. I can throw it out to you, and you can pick at it and see what you think.
Yeah, go on. You tell me, and I'll criticize it.
I'll criticize 2/8. I went with De Bruyne in his natural home, and I went beside him Bernardo Silva, and then on the right I went Foden, on the left Jack Grealish.
There we go.
You want an explanation? Do you want me to show my workings out? Will I show my workings out?
No, not okay. Go on. Talk to us.
So my thought process behind this is, I think you have to find a way to get both Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden in the team, because they are our biggest threats, both of them, in terms of creativity and getting goals. Obviously, Foden's carried us for large parts of the season. De Bruyne is a big moments player. I think, look, I get the idea of Bernardo was sick against Real Madrid on the right last season, but De Bruyne is different to the De Bruyne that we had last season. De Bruyne is not going to press high. He's not going to run around and cover a huge amount of ground. De Bruyne is out there for moments, for creativity, for magic. Bernardo is a terrier beside him, a Duracell bunny who'll do the legwork that De Bruyne won't do. And also, you see, if Bernardo's playing on that left-hand side, he can also give a bit of cover. I mean, I'm only picking this out now. Give a bit of cover and help track back with Rico Lewis and Jack Grealish and that on our left-hand side.
I ain't criticizing it. This is what I do.
Is it?
Yeah, genuinely. This is what I do. This would be my team. I think this would be my team, yeah. Because you have to play De Bruyne and Foden for me. I just can't get behind the drop in KDB. And when Joe spoke on it, When Moore spoke on it, they spoke very elegantly. They gave the reasons, and it all made sense, and I completely understood why they were saying it. But I just can't get behind it. I cannot get. I'm sorry. For me, Kevin De Bruyne is the best player that's ever played football for Manchester City, in my opinion, and he's the best midfielder of Premier League history, in my opinion. Yeah, I cannot get behind dropping him, especially when he's just dropped a performance like that at Palace. I just can't do it. Now, is it ideal that Phil Foden has to play on the wing in this situation? No, it's not ideal. But what are we? Yeah, are we Manchester City fans that want the best for our team? Or are we Foden PR merchants? Now, you might say, well, LB, actually, hang on a minute. I think Foden will be better in the middle than Kevin De Bruyne. What you talk about? If that's what you think, fair. But the only reason that you should be saying Foden in the middle is if you genuinely think that's a better option than Kevin De Bruyne. If you think that, fair enough. I ain't going to argue with you. But you shouldn't be picking Kevin De Bruyne in the middle just because you want you shouldn't be picking Phil Foden in the middle just because of his PR and you're scared about what Arsenal fans are going to say on Twitter. Yeah, that's not the reason to pick him. The way I'm seeing it is, in the next 18 months, yeah, Foden's going to have that midfield spot anyway. We're getting close to the passing of the baton, and the baton's going to be going to Phil Foden. And for me right now, I just go Phil Foden. Now, there are a couple of concerns. I see people in the chat say, Bernardo Silva cooked up right wing. Should we not be playing Bernardo Silva right wing? The problem is, you're not going to play Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne in the middle. And if you do that, then you've got to drop one of Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, or Grealish because you're going to have to play Kovacic in the middle. And I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. So, no, this would be the team that I go for. I like it.
I like it too. I agree with. Look, I won't even lie. I won't lie to you guys at all. On the Big Six last week before the Crystal Palace game, I was like, "Oh, Foden has to play midfield." And then Kevin De Bruyne went and did what he did against Palace to shut me right up. I was like, "Shut up, Hugh, you Irish twat! I am the main man in this team." As I fares, I probably got it wrong, but no, I don't see a world where it makes sense to go to the Bernabeu without Kevin De Bruyne in midfield. He's still the guy. He's still the guy, man. And he's a leader. He's a leader in there. He's got to stand up. He's got to be a chief creator because, look, we've had Haaland frustrated, I think, for a long time. I don't know what your opinions are on Haaland. He looks really stressed, really frustrated. He's making runs. He's not getting the ball. So De Bruyne has to be able to link up with him.
Yeah, but I'm going to make a prediction. The Erling Haaland dry spell, which, to be honest, isn't really that dry, to be honest with you. Like, if we actually
30 goals in dry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and since his injury, he's still scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Premier League goals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. So he's still hitting a goal every other game, right? But let's just call that a dry spell. I think the dry spell is over because Pep Guardiola, bro, he's full sending the situation. He's realized, that we can't play this possession-based tiki-taka, you know what I mean, pause of football in the Premier League. Yeah, Champions League different. Premier League, we're sending it now. We're sending it. And you've seen that against Villa. Yeah, you've seen it against Palace. And I genuinely think that if Haaland played against Villa, he would have got a hat-trick or something. I genuinely think he would have got like a hat-trick, bro. Because we was opening them up. We was cooking. And I think Luton Town on Saturday, I think if we play like we played against Palace and Villa in that attacking sense, and we kind of accept that we might be a bit vulnerable at the back, if we play like that, I think the goals will return, bro.
Well, he dunked 5 on them last time we played them, didn't he? In their place.
Yeah, exactly. And we cooked that day. We played a very attacking style that day as well. You know what I mean? Listen, I always say, when Haaland doesn't score, sometimes he puts the ball wide, like when he really should score. But like if he doesn't score, it's probably because you've not created him chances. You might have created him a chance, but you tell him he's going to play 90 minutes for a chance. Yeah, he's elite level striker. I get it, he should score. But you create him chances, he will score. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think we're about to enter a Super Saiyan ending of the season for
does that include tomorrow night, or is that just domestically?
Well, this is for Champions League. I think we'll play slightly different. I think we'll play a little bit more conservative because we don't have to win tomorrow. We can get a draw. But the Premier League, we have to win, so we have to send it and create chances. So I don't know about tomorrow. I really don't know what I'm going to witness. I don't know what's going on with their injuries. I'm seeing more news now saying apparently a couple of the lads are injured now for Madrid. Their back four looks like it could be really, really tricky because a couple of lads are injured. Do you know who's out for them?
I don't know who. I know Militao had a bad injury for a long time. I don't know if he's fit. Courtois out. There's a number of them. There's at least 4 of them. 1 yellow card away from suspension as well. I don't know beyond that. I'm not
Apparently,
too sure.
they're going to have to play Tchouaméni next to Rudiger. He's
What,
obviously
centre half?
sick. Yeah.
Has Tchouaméni ever played centre half?
I can do a rapid check now on Transfermarkt.
I've never known Tchouaméni to play centre half, but then again, I don't watch a huge amount of Real Madrid. Look, the big one tomorrow that people will be looking at is Haaland versus Rudiger, because remember last season that became very much a wrestling match. And my thing with Haaland is I agree with you on I think he's going to score loads of goals between now and the end of the season. Super sane. But tomorrow night, if you're not going to score goals, just occupy Rudiger, drag defenders out of position and make way for Foden's, make way for De Bruyne, make way for Bernardo, whoever else. Haaland can affect games without hitting the back of the net heavily. So we'll see.
Yeah. Tchouaméni's played there 8 times at centre half.
That's not a lot, you know. That's not a lot. With that this season or
unbeaten?
Or ever?
Unbeaten.
Ever or this season?
This season, yeah.
Okay.
But the last 2 times he played there, conceded 4 goals. Against Valencia and Osasuna.
It was a big step up from Valencia and Osasuna, respectively, to Erling Haaland for Tchouaméni.
Facts.
I don't know.
That'll be interesting.
Is Haaland licking his lips?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, isn't it? Let's have a look at some of these super chats before we come to an end. Big up to Blue Tone again. Says Gavardio very unlikely to start. Surely that's Rico at right back, or Pep will throw a curveball with Bernardo Silva. No, we can't be doing Bernardo Silva at right back, bro. If you're going to play anyone, it should be Nunes. If you're going to play anyone else, but not Bernardo Silva. Edison should start. Off out, great show. Big up to Tone, as always, man. Big up to Professional Idiot. Says I'll take Ortega. Better at 1v1s personally, says Professional Idiot. I think I'm with you, man. Listen, I flip flop on this. I flip flopped all week, and I'll flip flop tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably say Edison tomorrow, but at the moment, I'm literally thinking I'm going for Ortega, just because he's a better shot stopper. But I don't know. It's close. Big up to Ariel with a 3 months. Says LB, you know about Madrid's yellow card situation for the home leg. If Vinny, Jude, and Tchouaméni. There's one more in it. There's one more. I can't remember the other one.
Camavinga, I think.
Is it Camavinga? Yeah, they get booked. They're gonna miss the Etihad game. So yeah, let's see. And Ruben Diaz is the one for City who's at risk, which is actually quite bad considering our injury. So he needs to not get booked tomorrow. Lots of talent on display tomorrow from both sides, says Don Perez. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Listen, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, man. I'm probably gonna do something tomorrow. In the daytime, not sure what, maybe just sort of build up, just have a chat. Maybe some of you guys can come on the show, might do a little phone-in show or something. I don't know. I'm going to do something in the daytime anyway, because I want to build up. I might do a calling show tomorrow. Might do a phone-in show if you guys want to come on tomorrow in the daytime. It will be in the day, probably at 1 p.m, something like that. I'll confirm. But yeah, we'll get someone on. And obviously, live watch along tomorrow night. Starts from 7-ish, and we'll kick off is at around 8 p.m. So yeah, make sure you're going to be in, man. It's going to be one of the biggest watch-alongs, biggest games of the season. So make sure you do get yourselves in. Obviously, you guys can find Hugh's channel in the description, HMTV. Make sure you go subscribe. Make sure you are smashing a like. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Give us your comments in below if you're watching on the replay. But yeah, at least you're going tomorrow, innit? You're going.
Yeah, man. It'll be 9 p.m. kickoff in Spain, so I'll be well oiled up by then. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Burnabout, closed roof, but yeah, big up for having me on, man. I appreciate that. Big up everybody in the chat for showing love. Make sure you're tuned in for LB's watch along tomorrow night, and hopefully we can chat after a good result.
Yeah, man. Big up to you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going over to the Football 12 Man podcast. Hugh's on Big Six at 9 p.m. So loads of stuff to do. I'll see you tomorrow, guys, for the big one, City versus Real Madrid. See you later.